All right, what's up guys? Today we get to put together a Z-Force 950 Sport. Here it is in the crate. We about to take it off. We're gonna do a little time lapse and put this thing together. So hope you enjoy it. Let's do it. All right, we got the cover off. We're about to get this crate apart and we're gonna put it together. And we'll start the time lapse now. I know I said I was going to before we took the cover off, but I got too excited and opened it up like a birthday present. So that's how they're shipped. We're about to get it put together, and hope you enjoy it. So that's eco and that's sport.
Yeah, when it gets dark, that thing will turn black, the background.
Wow.
I don't know where the signal is.
That sounds so good. Your suspension in the rear, you have a rear tender spring, so there is a gob of adjustment you can do to fine-tune your suspension. Let's look at the front suspension. All right, there's no tender spring on the front, but you still have these massive reservoirs, way bigger than the other ones. You got high and low speed rebound adjustments. You got your adjustments down here. There's where you can grease your upper and lower A-arms. Of course, this is your air filter inlet. It's got that frog skin material up here for a pre-filter. There's the air filter itself. Man, everything is easy to get to. That's nice. This is your CVT inlet. So it's all high mounted. I know some people are complaining about the color of this, how it kind of sticks out. But honestly, when you see it in person, it really looks good. It's a nice accent piece. It kind of flows with your LED rear lights there. This is a good looking machine. I don't know of any other 60-inch wide side-by-sides that have rear trailing arms. This is a rear trailing arm suspension system on a 60-inch wide machine. I do plan to put some aftermarket tires and wheels eventually, and because if you've been following any of my information, you can fit 32s on here without rubbing anywhere. So I'll be going to a 32-inch all-terrain tire with an offset rim, and it'll put me out at about 62 inches wide. That is awesome. All we got left to do is to put the cage on, the roof on, and the seat belts, and we'll go for a little cruise, and we'll start breaking her in and getting her ready to go on a big ride. we'll almost have 5 Z-Forces with us, and Z-Force 950s. The front driver and passenger side seats are fully adjustable. You can move them forward and backwards. It's awesome. All right, I'm gonna hush and keep helping my man over here, Joel, put this thing together. Oh, and by the way, you do get a winch remote with this one too, so that's super nice. I've never had a winch with a wireless remote. Talking about, you get a wired one and a wireless, I believe. So yeah, so that's awesome. You got front and rear sway bars for you guys that do a lot more crawling and all that. You'll be able to take these off and give your machine a lot more flex. And but of course, if you're going to be doing a lot of high-speed cornering, you'll lose a little bit of your stability. We may test that eventually. It looks like it's not going to be too difficult to change your belt if you ever have to for any reason. So that's very nice. The engine is located further back in the machine over the previous year models, so I predict there's going to be a lot less heat in the cab, a lot more leg room it looks like. But hey, let's see for ourselves. Let's finish this thing up. All right, guys, we got her put together. We done filled her up with gas. Here's those running lights, LED running lights. They look real awesome. The tail lights are pretty neat looking as well. That's just the running lights, and of course, when you hit the brakes, this lower section of LEDs actually light up, and they're very bright. We took it, just eased it down the road after we filled it up, and you can, what's really neat is you have economy and sport mode. And well, let me say this, the seats are awesome, but they do hug you pretty tight, like a racing seat. And I'm not real big, but I'm not real skinny, and it hugs me pretty tight. It's not uncomfortable. I actually like it. It holds you in place. But I mean, if you are a little bigger, it may be uncomfortable. I'm not sure. You'll just have to sit in it and see for yourself. I'm 6'1", and I'm real comfortable. I got plenty of leg room. But if you're shorter, you can scoot up pretty far. But anyways, so on the display, you have, this is your sport mode, and when you switch to economy, the whole cluster changes, so that you have no doubt when you're in either one. Now, if you were just going to be cruising some trails and you don't want it to be real jumpy, you just leave it in economy. And then when you and what that does is it makes it where you have to push the throttle a lot further, and that makes it where if you're riding over some rough terrain and you know your body is moving from the terrain, you won't be jerking the throttle with your input. You have to actually push it further, so it's real smooth engagement and all that. But when you want to drive aggressive, you just flip this sport switch, changes the screen, and it's instant throttle response. So that's really awesome. The low gear is really low, and which is what you want when you're getting into some technical terrain, or if you're running bigger tires, or you know, you're down in a mud hole, or you're trying to pull somebody out. Low gear is very low, and that's nice. But high gear, you put in sport mode and smash the throttle, this suspension really is really awesome. That tender spring, it compresses, it sinks down, and really gives you some good traction. It does have a receiver hitch. I'm going to be putting a pull bar off the back so that I can either pull people out, or if I happen to get stuck, somebody can pull me out. I mean, we're going to be making some videos very soon. Actually tomorrow. I'm going to be riding it a lot today and getting some miles on it and easing it around and trying to break it in, because tomorrow morning we're going to be running this one as well as several others. Let's go look at those other ones right now. These are 30s on this gray one. This is the other color option. It's got an awesome looking gray with orange accent, and the seats even have gray in them, so that's going to be nice and cool. So you got the gray and black with some gray stitching. That looks awesome. So these are 30s. That's the STI comp tires, X comp, and these are 32-inch carnivores. So there's absolutely no lift on these, no lift kits, and it fits 32s with no problem, no scrubbing. Wow. Yeah, these boys are going to make me have to go ahead and get some 32s, and I'm going to try something different than the carnivores. The carnivores are a great tire, but just to add some variety, I'm going to go with something different. I'm thinking the new Roctanes or the Blackwater Evos in a 32. Man, it's crazy. Them 32s, a monster, man. Them 30s look awesome. I know they ride good.
Yeah.
Let's look at the clearance. Yeah, and you've been driving yours and absolutely no signs of scrubbing. Joel's gonna hop in and turn it. So yeah, there's no way it's gonna hit. It would hit the frame before then, but with the way the suspension actuates, it doesn't get closer to this bar, this frame. So
they are forward.
Yeah,
most of them ain't like it.
right, okay, yeah. So 32s, no problem. You know, the carnivores, they actually measure true to size for the most part. Something neat about the gray color is you get the white suspension coils, so that sticks out. Pretty neat accent piece. But man, they are sharp. So enough of this walking around video. I hope you enjoyed it. Ask me some questions down below, and there's going to be a lot more content on the ZFORCE 950, and we'll be pushing this thing and seeing what it's about. And this is what CFMOTO, this is the future of CFMOTO. They're definitely stepping up their game. We're going to be comparing this to a Razor Sport 1000, which is another 60-inch Polaris machine. And then we'll compare it against the XP, which is, you know, 64-inch wide, but with 110 horsepower. And we'll just see how the ZFORCE 950 stacks up. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We've got some riding footage coming to you very soon, probably the next video after this one. So I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Oh, and I almost forgot, you can come here to Main Street Cycle. They got 5 in, and all 5 of them are gone. One of them's mine, that red one. But you can come here to Main Street Cycle in Tishomingo, Mississippi. He is getting 4 more of these, And the way, you know, at first you heard that the dealers were only getting one each. Well, Main Street Cycle has contacted all the other dealers that got one that just feel like they're not going to be able to sell them, and so we got 4 more coming, and pretty sure we're going to be able to sell these very quickly. So if you want one, I think one of the 4 is already spoken for, so I think they're going to have 3 more available here at Main Street Cycle. So if you want one, it comes with the winch, the roof, everything you see here on this model, standard. So anyways, God bless y'all. Come to Main Street Cycle, tell them that Blake sent you from Real Talk Power Sports, and we'll see you in the next one. God bless y'all.